Stickman here. Welcome to this Coca-Cola Explainer. Let's get right into it.
1.9 billion. Yeah, take a second to process that. That is the number of Coca-Cola servings enjoyed around the world every single day. It's a massive, mind-boggling number. But how exactly did a basic carbonated drink reach that insane level of global dominance? Well, let's find out.
Section 1. The Pharmacy Origins, from nerve tonic to global icon. So, our story kicks off back in 1886. We've got Dr. John Pemberton, a pharmacist who actually created the drink as a medical substitute for morphine. But check out the huge contrast in visions here. After Pemberton passed away, a sharp businessman named Asa Candler took the reins. And Candler, he completely stripped away all those medical claims. Instead, his vision was to create a refreshing, mass-market beverage. Honestly, it was Candler's brilliant marketing tactics that truly birthed the massive empire we recognize today.
I mean, the scale of growth is just absolutely wild. Back in 1886, they were selling, 9 drinks a day? Compare that to the staggering 1.9 billion daily drinks they pour today. It's an unbelievable transition, starting from just a handful of customers at a local Atlanta soda fountain to taking over the entire world.
Section 2. The Secret Formula, the ultimate marketing tool. You know, the iconic name Coca-Cola wasn't just some catchy brainstorm. It literally spelled out the original active ingredients. Take the cola nut, for example. It's an African nut that actually provided the beverage's original source of caffeine. When you combine that with coca leaf extract, it gave Pemberton's concoction its totally unique flavor profile, not to mention that famous stimulating kick. Now, keeping this recipe under wraps wasn't just about protecting a patent. It was, quite frankly, a marketing masterstroke. The formula is still a highly guarded trade secret today, known by only a tiny handful of anonymous employees. Get this, it has been physically locked inside a bank vault in Atlanta since 1925. By actively cultivating this deep mystery, Coca-Cola turned a simple syrup recipe into a modern-day legend. The secrecy itself literally sells the drink.
But there is one pretty amazing historical exception to this absolute secrecy. Back in 1935, an Atlanta rabbi named Tobias Geffen became the first outsider ever granted access to that top-secret ingredient list. Why? Well, the company wanted to certify Coca-Cola as kosher, specifically to serve the American Jewish population during Passover. The rabbi's review actually led to a few minor ingredient tweaks. It just goes to show they were always willing to adapt to reach absolutely every possible consumer.
Section 3. Bottling the Magic, Packaging an Empire.
If Coke was going to conquer the world, it couldn't just sit trapped behind a pharmacy soda fountain, right? It had to get into people's hands, their cars, and their homes. And their forward momentum was just relentless. In 1899, they sold the very first bottling contract for literally $1 single. Fast forward to 1915, they patented that iconic contour glass bottle. And by 1923, they dropped the six-pack carton, which brilliantly encouraged folks to buy in bulk and take the magic home with them.
That 1915 contour bottle design is legendary. It's been celebrated in art, music, and advertising. It was actually designed with a super specific, strict brief. It had to be instantly recognizable even in the pitch dark, or even if it was broken in pieces on the ground. To this day, it remains one of the most recognizable shapes in all of human history.
Section 4. Marketing a global icon, shaping modern culture.
By the 1920s, the company leader, Robert W. Woodruff, had this staggering, almost unthinkable ambition. He wanted to make sure that every single person on Earth drank Coca-Cola. And that wild ambition led to some massive cultural touchstones. In 1928, they kicked off their long-term Olympic Games sponsorship. In 1931, artist Haddon Sundblom painted the modern, red-suited Santa Claus specifically for their winter campaigns. By 1941, the nickname Coke was officially a registered trademark. And in 1971, that famous commercial, "I'd like to buy the world a Coke," became a literal global hit single. Coca-Cola wasn't just selling a drink anymore, they were actively exporting and pioneering modern globalization.
This global reach even managed to infiltrate Cold War politics. So after World War II, Soviet Marshal Georgy Zhukov developed a real taste for Coke, but he absolutely could not be seen drinking such a blatant symbol of American influence. So what did they do? Coca-Cola expertly navigated that tricky international diplomacy by creating White Coke. It was a clear version of the drink, disguised in straight-sided bottles with a red star cap, made just for him. It's a crazy, fascinating look at how a simple beverage was operating at the highest levels of global politics.
Section 5. The Cola Wars, the battle for supremacy.
Now, emerging in the 1950s, this fierce, decades-long battle with Pepsi
pushed Coke right to the brink. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when you mess with a global icon under extreme pressure. To fight off the intense competition in 1985, Coke did the unthinkable. They changed their 99-year-old formula and launched New Coke. The outcome? An absolute nationwide consumer protest. People were furious. But, credit where it's due, in just 79 days, they realized their massive mistake, restored the original formula as Coca-Cola Classic, and ultimately, that whole fiasco solidified consumer loyalty stronger than ever before.
Today, the Coca-Cola Company is way more than just one product. It's a total beverage empire. Their vast portfolio spans everything from Diet Coke, Sprite, and Fanta, all the way over to hydration brands like Dasani, plus some massive investments in coffee and tea. They essentially meet the consumer at every single point in their day.
When you step back, the sheer modern-day footprint of this 140-year-old brand is just staggering. We are talking about a global network of 700,000 employees operating in over 200 countries. It's literally an entire infrastructure of refreshment that spans the globe.
Which leaves us with a final, pretty provocative question. How did a simple mix of syrup and carbonated water manage to shape modern globalization? Well, the answer lies in everything we've unpacked today. The pure marketing genius, the unforgettable packaging, the fiercely guarded secret formula, and their uncanny ability to sell a universal feeling. I hope this explainer clarified the incredible history behind the brand. Stickman out, and I'll catch you next time.